What is going on, guys? Sonic and the Bean Show here. Today we're looking at the brand new Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home Green Goblin figure by Hasbro. Really sweet to finally get this one in hand. I was really looking forward to them doing the villains as well in this movie when they first showed off the No Way Home 3-pack. And once this figure was revealed, I was instantly hooked, man. Willem Dafoe as Goblin is very nostalgic. It was awesome seeing him play the Goblin again in this movie, and it's pretty epic to get a new figure of him. So I'm quite interested in how this figure is, but let's take a look at the packaging real quick. So it is also going to be windowless as well, just like the No Way Home 3-pack. So this is going to be a windowless packaging, but we do have the Marvel Legends series logo here, and then of course a render shot of the Green Goblin figure along with the glider. We got an artwork right here to the back, and then of course the Spider-Man No Way Home logo right there. The top of the packaging just has the Spider-Man symbol right there, and then nothing going on with the bottom, but the side we just get a render shot of the figure, and then of course the Marvel Legends logo there, and then the other side we just get an artwork of Goblin. And then here is the back, which of course just shows, you know, everything that's included here, the figure, the glider, and then the accessories here. And that is pretty much the back of the packaging right there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this out of the box and take a closer look. Okay, so here's the figure out of the packaging right here. So far, this figure is pretty great. There are some cool, unique things going on here, but some questionable things, you know, some things I'm not really a fan of. That is kind of weird, but you know, we are going to go over it, of course. But here is how the figure is, and I will say this, I can definitely see Willem Dafoe here, you know, even with the goggles and the hoodie going on here. I think the hoodie looks pretty nice. You know, it's not, you know, too big or too small or anything like that. I think this actually looks pretty nice. The hoodie and the goggles are of course a separate piece, which you've seen at the back of the packaging, but you did see that I turn it, as you can see, and then, you know, the goggles are removable, but they are kind of strapped on to the head, which I will show off. This is also a separate piece right here, so this isn't really like connected, you know, with the hoodie. As you can see, it's a separate piece, so just keep that in mind. And then along with you know, the strap right here with the pouch, this is also like a separate piece. As you can see, I can move it, but yeah, you do have that. But yeah, so far it doesn't really look too bad with me from the head. And then, you know, we got like some details going on with the hoodie, and then of course like some rips going on there. Now to the arms, you know, there are some things going on here. You have this, I think, I don't really know if this is like another blade or like maybe there's something he shoots with, but on this side, you know, you have the blades going on here. I do wish like these were like removable, so that way they're not, you know, always out really. But I mean, it is still pretty cool to still have these. They are like a really soft plastic though, so you might end up getting these warped. I wouldn't be surprised though, because of how, you know, really soft they are. But we do have those. Of course, we have, you know, again, the pouches to the strap right here, and then here it is, you know, the back right here, as you can see. And then we do got a lot of crazy things going on here with the suit. I didn't really pay too much attention to all this stuff going on while watching the movie, but I guess I was, you know, so focused on the fight scenes, you know, like the crazy fight scenes of, you know, Willem Dafoe and Tom Holland. I thought those were pretty cool. But, you know, here's the legs, and then, you know, the feet right here, and then the back of the figure. So as you can see, I just took off the hood, and then the glasses, but the goggles that are around the head, you can really just slide those off as so, and then there it is. And again, me personally, I think I can definitely see Willem Dafoe here, you know, in this head sculpt. I don't know if the hair, I don't know why I feel like the hair is a little too dark, but I don't know, maybe it was actually like this, or maybe I'm probably just used to you know, the 2002 look, honestly. Alright, and now let's go over the articulation. So the head is on a dumbbell joint, but there's not really a whole lot of range you can do. So to look up, you're only just getting about there, just to really look up, and then just down, just about there. You do have some tilts going on there, so you have some pivoting, and then you have your full rotation to the head, of course. So you do have that. For the shoulders, There is no butterfly joints, but you do get a full rotation there, and then a hinge to the shoulder. It just goes high just about here. You do have your bicep swivel and then your double jointed pinless elbows. Mine is actually pretty stiff, but you get that much range right there. And then of course you have your rotation to the wrist and your standard horizontal hinge. It's a little hard to maneuver that because of the claws being here, but you do have that going on with the shoulders. Now there is a diaphragm joint here, but you don't really get a whole lot of range again, you know, to have them lean forward. You know, you just get that, and then back just about there really. I doubt this is hindering that. It just seems like the diaphragm joint isn't really the best really, but you know, the side to side isn't too bad. You know, to the side, you know, you just get that much, and then the other side pretty much that really. And then of course you can rotate that as well, but there is no rotation to the lower you know, to the waist right here. So you do have that. Now for the hips, there actually is drop down hips on this, but to the side, let me move the arms out the way, but for splits you're only just getting about there. But to kick forward, he can kick forward just about here, and then using the drop down hips you can have him kick forward just high about there. He can kick forward a little bit more, but they're just gonna go out to the side. So that is that right there. But to kick back, not so much really. You do have your upper thigh cut and then your double jointed pinless knees, so you get that much range right there. There is no swivel to the shin, as you can see, no swivel going on there. But for the ankles, they go forward just about here and then back about there, and then you do have your ankle rocker. Okay, and now let's talk about the accessories. So I did take off the purple you know, sort of cloak thing that was around him, which is, you know, right here, because you can remove this, but I also wanted to remove this just to, you know, kind of sort of get like that OG Goblin look you know, from the 2002 movie with the other interchangeable head sculpt. But I can't really seem to remove this. Now you can like slide this, but the issue I was having with is as soon as you get to this part right here, like this sort of thing going on here to the back, that's where it's a little hard because this thing is pretty small. So once you try to slide it here, it kind of gets stuck. It's a little hard to try to maneuver around that. So I mean, you could try. I couldn't do it. I don't know. I don't want to like get another Goblin figure and then just, you know, take it off or like, you know, cut it just for that. But yeah, I was trying to remove that. I couldn't really seem to do it, unfortunately. But if you do that, let me know, because I want to try to do that though. But yeah, I couldn't really take this off, but I did take off this thing right here that was around him. So we have that. But for the accessories, so you know, you get this head that was on the figure, and then these hands, the open hand, and then the fisted hand right here. But these, I guess these count as an accessory since it was on, you know, the back of the package and kind of showing it off like that. But you know, you have the hood and then of course the goggles right here. But you do have the interchangeable head, which is of course the mask right here. So as you can see, here is the interchangeable head. We do have the you know, the Goblin mask right here, which looks pretty cool actually. I think this actually looks pretty good. I think that's probably just my favorite thing about this figure, man. I really think the head sculpts actually do look pretty good. The only thing is though, is that I think a lot of people aren't gonna like this, and that is the neck showing. So it's not gonna, you know, be like, the suit's not gonna be fully to the head to where, you know, the skin isn't really showing, and it looks a little odd like that. And if you were wondering if the hoodie can fit on, unfortunately it can't. It's not gonna fit because the head's too long for it anyway. So let me actually just pop this off. But as you can see, it's gonna be way too long anyway. See, here's like the hoodie, and then here is the helmet. Like if I tried to do that, you know, it's gonna be too long. It's just not gonna work. It's probably the closest you can probably do, but again, the back part is too long for that hoodie, so you're not gonna be able to really have that work at all. So yeah, that does suck though, that you can't really do that, but it also does suck that you know, the neck's going to be showing if you want to display him with the goblin head. So if you want to do from some photography, you're going to have to, you know, try to hide it. Basically, like, this is a good shot, as you can see. Like, you're not really seeing the neck. Turn it around, you'll see it, but if I maybe turn the head, you know, you don't really see it again. But again, the goblin mask though is really, really cool. I do like that. I almost forgot because this thing is so tiny, but we do have the pumpkin bomb right here. The green paint in the center right here isn't really the best. It's kind of off center and it's not really painted fully. And now the main accessory here is the glider, and this thing is actually pretty cool. So you can see it does have the stand right here. There is a ball peg right here for the glider, so you can, you know, of course, put it in angles if you want, to the side, the other side, or like, you know, you can have it like that. Now these things right here, you can rotate them, and there is a hinge, so you can, you know, put them to the side like that, or like that for Goblin. Of course, they have the pegs here because Goblin does have the holes that you can put them on. Of course, you just, like, you know, slide his feet. I'm not really trying to slide them, but just give you an idea of what you really have to do. You would slide them in and then, you know, have the peg going to the holes at the bottom of his shoes. But these things right here at the bottom, you can actually like move these. They have like a ratchet going on, so as you can see, if I I almost forgot, these things you can move them up and down right here. So as you can see, I open up like this, but you can move this. So if I just click it like that, but as you can see, this is probably the lowest it can go, I would say. This one was just kind of tight, but yeah, this is probably the lowest it can go. And then when you put it together, now the glider, as you can see, the glider is a little bit out like this in a way, as you can see. So you can have Goblin in this sort of way, or if you want to move it any more up, so I move it up like this, and I move this one up like so, and then now it's kind of like in this sort of angle. It's barely noticeable, but this time you can see that this is a little bit more curved. It wasn't as like straight before, and there's like more space like in the middle. Now another thing you can do if this does get annoying for you, you can just easily just pop this off if you want. So if you want, you can just pop both of these off. Let me try to, yeah, there you go. See, you can really pop these off, and then now you can easily move this wherever you want. That way you don't have to just keep trying to hinder, like, you know, hinge it while this is just really in the way. So, you know, you can actually just move this on its own. As you can see, it wants to go down just about here, and then it wants to go up just about, well, you can actually bring it up like this, but obviously that's not going to work when you put it on. But this makes it easier for you to put the foot, or yeah, put the foot here for Goblin when you put this thing together. So I do actually recommend doing that. Or you can just take this off and then just, you know, put it on right there and then attach it to the glider. Okay, so this is the best I could do right here. As you can see, I tried to go for the hoodie look. This is the piece that was, you know, around his shoulders. I just kind of used that to kind of make it look like he got the hoodie. Doesn't look the best, but this is the closest I could do. As you can see from this angle, the head is sticking out, you know, from the other hole right there. But, you know, from this angle, it's okay. I will say this. So posing this guy on the glider is not gonna really be the best. It's not really gonna be the best because you know, again, there's no shin cut. You can rotate this, but it's not really the best. So like, I can rotate just a little bit, but there's not a whole lot you can do because there's no shin cut. And I mean, this thing's kind of, I mean, there's a lot of weight here, so this thing is kind of clunky in a way, and the stand sometimes doesn't help either. I was trying to get him in like a pose, like, here's an example. I was trying to get him in a pose like this on the glider, you know, that's what I was trying to do. But because I can't really rotate, I can't really do that. You know, I was trying to do something like that. Yeah, kinda. If I can move, yeah, I don't know, something like this. But it would have helped a lot better if I was able to rotate the shin or whatever, but there's no shin cut and you can't really rotate the feet or anything like that. So yeah, this is probably the best I could probably do, but it doesn't, it looks kind of wonky like that. Okay, and now getting into some figure comparison, here is Goblin next to the 3 Spider-Mans from the No Way Home 3-pack. I do have their newer ones from, the No Way Home wave. I just didn't open them yet and, review them yet. But, of course, those will be up next. But I just wanted to show you a comparison to how the Goblin looks next to the other Spider-Mans. Here's another comparison right here. This time I put on the Goblin head sculpt and then took off the hoodie and all that. But here's Goblin next to the SH Figure Arts Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and then of course the Marvel Legends one, just to give you an idea of how this scales with those. The SH Figure Arts is of course going to be smaller, but again, I do still like this figure. But yeah, you can see that this is going to be smaller compared to the Marvel Legends one, and then the Goblin Marvel Legends as well. Alright, so that is going to wrap up this review on the Marvel Legends Spider-Man No Way Home Green Goblin figure by Hasbro. I gotta say, I'm happy to finally have a new Willem Dafoe Goblin figure in my collection. Now, I used to own the Toy Biz one at the time, and I do want to try to get that figure again, along with the new SH Figure Arts one as well. But this figure right here isn't too bad in my opinion. I really like the head sculpt of Dafoe, along with the Goblin mask. I think those actually look really good. However, I still do have my gripes though on some things. The glider is alright, but man, I think a metallic paint and some shading around the silver would have made it a lot better. Articulation on this guy is okay, and I'm not sure why they only gave him like one fisted hand and one open hand. I feel like they should have gotten pairs for those instead. Other than those problems, I'm still having fun messing with the figure and playing around with it next to the Toby figure. But let me know, what are your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is hidden retail or if it's available anywhere else. I had mine pre-ordered on Amazon. You might be able to still get it there, or maybe Hasbro Pulse or Big Bad Toy Store has it. I'm not too sure. But that is going to be it today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. But until then, take care, my friends.